Yes, I know that you have read the title. I mean, why would you be here? And I know that every single aspiring artist always want to find that one secret, that one method on how to learn art the right way. Along the way, you might come across the idea of pure hard work, determination, and practice is the key to get really good at art. And that is valid, but what most artists do is that they only practice and practice without spending the time and reflecting on their art skills. And this could impact your growth in art. And so what I want to talk today is two of the most common ways that artists do that can stunt the improvement in art. Those two things are not reflecting on the art skills and avoiding fundamentals and form. Let's say you start to draw the head and just watch a simple tutorial about head. Right after you practice and practice and practice that technique, however, without you assessing your drawings of your head, you wouldn't know or realize that you could have been making the same mistakes over and over. And the longer you continue to study this way, your mind sort of adapts and now believes that this is the right way of drawing this object or this thing. And this is how when we look at our old art, it looks sort of deformed. Even though our younger selves believe that they drew the heads super perfectly. And the reason why this is bad is because when you continue to study this way, it sort of builds a habit of you drawing something in a specific way, and it's kind of hard to go back learning the fundamentals and the basics of it. However, I'm not saying that it's impossible. It just would take a little longer time for you to relearn it the correct way because you already built a habit. And essentially what you want to do is assess and reflect on your learnings. And in all honesty, to get better at art, it doesn't require you to draw 24/7. Just using this method of reflecting on your learnings, you might even surpass the artists who draw 24/7 without reassessing the art. Okay, so another thing that most common artists make when learning art is ignoring the fundamentals and form. I cannot stress about this so much. You have to learn these. However, I'm not against you learning and pursuing art for fun and doing the things that you like. It is a good way to start getting into art. But if you really want to become serious about improving fast in art, tackling and learning the fundamentals and the form of that specific object will save you a lot of time down the road. So what I'm trying to say is that we're mainly focusing on the long term, not the short term. Now, in my experience, I, KOK, thought that I didn't need to learn about the forms and the anatomies. In fact, I was actually avoiding them at all costs. So I didn't learn anything new for the past 1 to 2 years, and as you may expect, my art never improved. Up until recently, I decided to focus on the fundamentals and form, and it was then I noticed my art improved. Actually, hold on, I should explain these words to you. So basically, fundamentals of art are like the building blocks of what makes an artwork. They could be anatomy, colors, light and shadow, perspective. For example, when I learned the fundamentals of the head, I like to burn it down to the core essentials, like what makes a head a head. I try to think of the basic shapes that make the head. So fundamentals is basically forming a foundation or boiling down a subject down to the core basics. I feel like I said basics a lot, but now next is the form. So have you ever seen, like, when you're online looking for references, let's take an object for example, and then you would see like these lines that is like sort of wrapped on the surface on the object. So these are the form lines, and they essentially are just sort of like describing the surface area of an object. And when you add the form lines, you can actually see how the plane changes on the object, and it can make a 2D object appear 3D. So we need form if we want our drawings to appear 3D. When you understand this much more, applying lighting onto our objects becomes so much easier. It will probably take you a week or maybe to a month max to actually learn lighting, and you're gonna take massive leaps in progressing in your art. And I know that learning fundamentals is a tedious task to do, which is why most artists avoid it and just do the fun type of art and trusting the process. And to be real with you, you can't run away from fundamentals and learning the form. You have to learn it one day. So I want you yourself to ask, do you want to struggle now or do you want to struggle later on? Because for the artist who chooses to struggle now, learn all the difficult stuff, overcoming that hurdle, you will improve in art in the long run. And for the artist who chooses the comfort now, doing whatever they want, having fun in art, they will eventually struggle later on. And this will backfire the artist in the long term because they will begin to realize that they haven't been improving in art at all. However, like the noob artists who took the time, dedication, choosing to struggle first and actually study, they will definitely suppress the other artists who doesn't study. So if you want to get really good at art, fundamentals and form is the thing you want to learn first. And don't forget to assess and reflect your skills, because that is like one of the main problems that could stunt your growth. Even though you may work hard, you can still not see improvement if you don't assess and reflect on your art skills and make improvement there. And another thing, here's a little inspirational talk for the outro bit. So miracles don't happen to people who sit on their butts. Miracles don't happen to people who sit on their butts doing nothing. And also, anyone can get insanely good at drawing. Yes, not just talented people. You can as well. Drawing is like basically, try to think drawing of like any subject like science, maths, English, learning any language. It's just another subject that takes a lot of time learning the fundamentals of it. So just know that art isn't just reserved for talented people. Anyone can do art. Anyone can pursue art if they take the time into learning art. I feel like I said art a lot. So just remember to be disciplined, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.